Hey everybody, welcome. This is Tamiya Robles. I am a credit repair specialist, a credit repair expert. I am the owner of FixMyCreditNow850.com, and I'm also the host of this podcast, Coast to Coast Credit. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. So I'm gonna hop right on into it this time. As you can see in the title, I am still on business shit, okay? Still about that business life. So if you can recall, I stated that going into 2024, I was going to talk more about fixing your personal credit so you can quickly get on the business side and live off business credit and things like that. So more of my topics are going to be surrounding that issue, that topic, right? So here's the thing. Some of you guys, you don't know how to start a business or where to begin or what industry you should get into, so on and so forth. And I talked about that. Now I'm talking about what type of big business structure you want to consider for your company. So this is the differences between the LLCs and the corporations and everything in between, just to give you an idea. Okay, it's pretty important. And so what I'm going to do, just to give you a heads up, because I don't want you guys to feel like I'm preaching to the choir or talking about stuff you already know and insulting your intelligence. Hopefully I'm not doing that. I'm just trying to give you facts and information, but because I'm talking to a large audience of people, I also want to give like almost like a visual example. So I'm going to give little story samples just so you can kind of envision yourself with each topic that I'm talking about. But again, I'm not trying to insult your intelligence or anything like that. But anywho, let's hop right into it. So again, this is what I'm talking about in this episode. I'm going to go over the differences between LLCs, incorporations, S corp, so on and so forth. And hopefully, by the end of this podcast, you're able to get some sort of insight on the process, how it works, whether or not you want to do it yourself, hire somebody. You'll have an idea of how you want your business structured. Right now, the most common one that I know a lot of people know about is this LLC. And LLC is short for limited liability company. All right. Now, an LLC is a flexible and straightforward business structure that combines aspects of a partnership and a corporation. It provides personal liability protection for its members, meaning their personal assets are separate from the company's debts. Put a pin in that, keep that in mind as I go through this, because I'm going to say that pretty often in different ways. Okay. This structure is often preferred for small businesses, which is facts. I know when I started my first company, Diamond Entertainment Management, it was an LLC. Two other companies I started are LLCs. Very simple to be an LLC. So I'll give you a little story example, like I said. So imagine you and your friend, you decide to, I don't know, sell eyelashes or hand soaps. I mean, now that the pandemic has been out, people have gone into business for themselves. And believe it or not, the market is flooded with these types of things, eyelashes, hand soaps, and among other things. But you and your homegirl, you go through, you start this online business, and you do decide to go the LLC route, and you want to you're doing this to protect your personal assets, but one day someone uses your product, they have an allergic reaction, and then they decide to sue. Being structured under an LLC protects your personal savings and possessions from any sort of legal issues that you may have. So only your business assets are at risk when you're sued, as opposed to your personal. All right. So that is the basically what LLC means and its benefit right there. The next one is corporation. Corp is short, obviously, for corporation. A corporation is a legal entity that is separate from its owners, offering limited liability protection. It can issue stock it can issue stock, making it an ideal choice for businesses who are seeking large capital investments. So, again, let me give you a little scenario here. So, boom, you and your partners, you develop like this app, right? Now, legit during the pandemic, I was exposed to this a lot. I met a lot of individuals that were creating apps when during the pandemic, and they started their own business. I actually used someone's app. It had something to do with credit repair. It was amazing, and it got big, and they sold it. But anyway, you and your buddies developed like this huge revolutionary app, and you're looking for a large investor so that you can scale this company globally. You don't want to just be local. You don't want to just be national. You want to be international. All right. Now, and then you want to be global. So, forming a corporation not only protects your personal assets, but it also allows you to issue shares so that you're attracting investors who would be interested in the app's potential success. Okay. Another example, if that didn't work for you, is all right, let's say you have an invention. All right, you bring the invention to the market and you decide to form this corporation so it can handle the manufacturing and the distribution part of it. Well, the corporate structure ensures that your personal assets, again, we're talking about protection again, are secure even if the business faces challenges in the competitive market that you're in. So again, these are different layers of protection that we're talking about. Now we're going to go into S corp. So S corporation is a tax designation that offers the limited liability of a corporation while allowing profits and losses to pass through the shareholders' personal tax returns. It's suitable for small businesses seeking tax advantages. So now we're going into the taxation of it all, of your business. Okay. So again, I'm going to go do a little story example. Let's say you and your significant other, right? You decide to run a small family restaurant and you decide to do S Corp. So S Corp allows you to avoid double taxation on the business profits. Instead of the income flows through your personal tax return, it will reduce the overall tax burden on your family owned restaurant. Okay. Boom. I give you another example. All right. You and your friends get together and decide to create a business, a consulting firm, and you want to enjoy the benefits of the limited liability. And at the same time, you want to avoid the corporate tax structure. So when you choose the S corp, you distribute the profits and the losses among the shareholders and take advantage of tax savings for your own company. Okay, for your own consulting firm. All right, so that is S corp for you, and now we're going to go into C corp. And after this, I'm going to give you a little tidbit. It might sound a little slow. I apologize, but this is what helped me understand the difference between the two. Like it's just a little like jingle in my head kind of that helped me remember. But anyway, S corp. So I'm sorry, C corp. We're in the C corp right now. A C corp is a standard corporation subject to corporate income tax. It provides strong liability protection, but it can face double taxation. First on the corporate income and then on shareholders' dividends. All right. Let me give you an example. You and your squad, developers, you got plans to go public. All right. You choose to form a C Corp so that you can attract investors through stock offerings and at the same time maintaining a clear distinction between, again, personal and business financing. I'll repeat that again. Forming a C Corp will allow you to attract investors through stock offerings and at the same time maintaining a clear distinction between personal and business finances. The potential for double taxation is outweighed by the benefits of substantial funding for your venture. All right. Again, we're going back to what layer of protection are you seeking for your business? All right. That's the best way I can say it in layman's terms. This goes into a more detailed description. Now, back to my little thing in my head. When I opened up a business, my corporation, I do have a corp, right? So when I opened up my corp, I went to the bank and I went to open up a bank account. And the guy said, "Is this an S corp or a C corp?" And because I had for this corporation, I had a ton of protection, like extra more than what I'm saying here. But I wanted to thoroughly protect this business. So I hired an attorney to structure it for me. One of the things I didn't ask because I just didn't know to ask was if it was a C corp or S corp, and then if you did ask me, I didn't know what the difference was. So whatever. Two people did ask me. I think the bank asked me, and I think my whoever did my taxes, somebody else asked me if I was C corp or S corp, but I just couldn't. I didn't know. I didn't remember. Once I learned the difference, the easiest way for me to uh, figure out which I was I said S was for single, meaning single individual running the business. And C Corp, I just felt it was like a group of people, a corporation of multiples, and that wasn't me. So I know that my business is S Corp. It's dumb. I get it. Sue me. But it worked at the time, right? Because I didn't know. I didn't know better, right? So I don't know. That might help you. It might not. Whatever. Now, what professional are you going to choose if you do choose, mind you, the professional route? Which professional are you going to utilize to structure this for you? Now, again, I'm just spitting facts. I'm just giving y'all some information. This is not something you have to do. If you can do all this by yourself and you're comfortable doing all of this on your own, it is perfectly fine. This video, this episode, this podcast, this live, this whatever is not for you. Okay. If you got it, you're good. We don't need to hear you in the comments challenge. All you got to do is da da da. Okay. We know you're the master. Congratulations. But this is for everyone else. Okay. You can hire professionals. There's more than three out there, three options, but I'm just giving you like the most common ones. So you can hire a business attorney. Okay. You can hire a CPA, which is a certified public accountant. Business consulting, you can hire them as well. Now, I'm going to go into each one for you, why you may or may not want to hire them. All right. So, a business attorney. A business attorney can provide legal advice and guide you through the legal jargon, the paperwork. They can help you file for things, draft documents, all of that. All that attorneys do. This is what a business attorney can do for you. Okay. Make sure you're in compliance with regulations, all that good stuff. How much do they cost? It varies based off of your geographical area. All right. So they can run anywhere between $1,500 and $3,000. It depends on where you're at. It depends on what your needs are, so on and so forth. But from a legal aspect, you may want to consider hiring a business attorney. All right. Certified public accountants, the CPA. Why would you hire them? Okay, boom. So a CPA helps you understand the tax portion of your business structure. So there's different business structures, and you want to make sure that you're making the smart decision when it comes to the tax part. They can provide insights to deductions, credits, compliance, things like that. You know how people say, they want the receipts when they take people out to eat, so they give it to the CPA and they can do some tax stuff with it, write it off as an expense. All of that. CPA, they're your go-to for that. I've had a CPA. I have one now, actually. They work for the IRS, believe it or not. So she's pretty cool. So yeah, consider them. Again, depending on where you're at, the cost can be anywhere between $1,000 to $2,500. And I think that's pretty reasonable. Again, when I'm telling you these prices, I'm not here to pocket watch anybody, but the reality is people have a service. You want their service. This is not money wasted. This is an investment within yourself. These are layers of protection that are supposed to be for you and your family and so on and so forth. Okay. But I don't know what's high, what you consider high. That's not my job to figure out. I'm giving you a general overall idea of how much these services cost. Okay. Now, lastly, on here is a business consultant. Now, a business consultant, they can provide strategic guidance. They can help you with your business goals. They can help you structure your business. They can do so much. You can find business consultants that are knowledgeable in your industry and give you some insights, maybe things that you didn't think about. They are pretty knowledgeable within your market. They can help you with that. There's so many. It's vast. It's vast of what they can do. You may want to consider getting a business consultant. Their prices vary. Out of all of them, they seem to be the highest, which kind of makes sense, right? But it can be anywhere between 2,000 to 5,000. Again, it depends on where you're located, where your geographical area is. Now we're going to move on to doing it yourself. Now there was a reason I did not include this with the business professionals, because you're not a professional in this. This is you doing your own thing. Again, if you are a professional in this, I'm not talking to y'all. Hold your comments. I don't need to hear that. This is for those that have no knowledge in this and they want to do it on their own. Now, DIY, you DIYers, I know all about y'all. I encourage people to do things themselves, you know. Again, if you go on my page, my website, fixmycreditnow850.com, you will see a section specifically for, yeah, you can download services, you can download free stuff, you can buy stuff, you can get my courses, whatever, and just handle things on your own. But keep in mind, this is your business, right? This is your business. And you might want to consider the positives and the negatives that can come with you doing it yourself. And I just want you to think about it. I'm not saying yay or nay. I've done it myself and I haven't done it for all of my businesses. But yeah, think of these. So the pros, cost saving. That's number one. The reason why I made that number one, because it's pretty obvious, and so all of these may seem obvious to some, but not everyone. But it is cost saving. I just told you it can. If you hire a professional, it can bring you anywhere between $1,000 to $5,000+ depending on your needs. Okay, but if you do everything yourself, that's money that can be reinvested into the company and that you're saving. All right, hands-on learning experience. So yeah, you're learning. You know what I mean? You're hands-on. You're doing it yourself. But even though this is on the pro section, the $1,000,000 question is, do you want to start having a hands-on learning experience with your business? I mean, it's optional. It's whatever you want it to be. Totally up to you. It's your twist. You know what I mean? But it is a learning experience. And once you learn it, you'll appreciate your business even more than you already have. This is just another way of doing things. It's not right or wrong, but yeah, you do get that experience, that hands-on experience. Next is the flexibility and speed. So it seems minor, but again, one of the beautiful things about being an entrepreneur is that everything runs on your time, your speed. You do things when you want, how you want them. You don't have to make any appointments. You don't have to wait for anybody to respond. Whatever you put in comes from you and your time, and you'll get back whatever you put in. That's the fun part about being an entrepreneur. It's you do what you want. It's flexible. It's you don't have to answer to anybody. You are your own boss, and that's one of the great things about being a entrepreneur. So the cons, okay, legal and compliance risks. Okay. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you now. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're setting things up yourself and you don't know the law, the regulations, guidelines, fees, how to properly write this letter and respond and what to say and what coding to use, all if you don't know these things, you could potentially mess up your business before it even took off. You want to be careful with that. You want to make sure that you have properly structured your business. This is how you're going to feed your family. This is how you're going to connect with the community. This is how you're going to do a lot with your business. That's the goal, to be successful. But if you already started messing things up, you might fuck around and not even have a business at all because you just didn't do things correctly. All right. And now you're getting violations and shit. Like, just be careful. I'm just making suggestions. All right. Limited strategic insight. Okay. Bringing a professional into it and getting their expertise may be better than you doing it on your own, where you don't have that much expertise on structuring your own business. Yes, you could do YouTube University. You can do YouTube University. Yeah, I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying consider a professional, because you're going to lack the knowledge unless you're already knowledgeable in it. Okay. But without the guidance of a professional, you just might make decisions that might, again, negatively impact your business in the long term. So just be smart about it. And lastly, time consuming and distracting. Like, yeah, like, same thing with credit repair, yo. I'm trying to tell you, I have people in the comments every time I post up a sale or whatever, or I'm just talking, or my podcast is released, or I'm going live. There's always some asshole like, you can do it yourself. Don't pay people to do it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And I encourage it, yo. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Once you start and you realize how much time you are spending on one thing, mind you, it could just be one out of 100 things. You could be taking days or weeks on one thing. It is time consuming when you're doing, and if you're trying to get your business up and running and popping and legitimized, and you got time limits here for certain things, maybe you're still working another job and you're just trying to leave one job and then go into your business, and you already gave a lot. I don't know what your situation is, but time is of the essence. Listen, that's a con, because it's not as simple as 1, 2, 3, boom, and then everything's straight and everything's perfect. Nah, it takes time. And one of my biggest concerns with this is, if you are taking up so much time and you become frustrated, you could potentially get annoyed, get irritated, and make some mistakes. And you don't want to do that with your company. So these are some things to consider. You could do it yourself. Yes. You could hire somebody, definitely, for sure. Do what's best for you guys. Okay. That's it. That's all. Honest to God. These are just ideas, something to think of. So in conclusion, here's some of my contact information. I just want to post that up while we recap real quick. So when you're creating your own business structure, it all of these, the LLCs, the corps, what have you, they all have their own little benefits. You figure out which one is best for you. And they come with risks. There's, legal things to consider, there's taxation things to consider, but you could hire a professional to do it yourself, but just be aware of which one does what. Be sure to pick the right one for you. And like I said, a lot of startup businesses, they just start off as an LLC. Okay. It's no big deal. But just consider these things. All right. Now, I hope this helps. I hope this helped you guys out tremendously, even if it just gave you some ideas. If you have any questions or concerns, definitely leave a comment, reach out to me. You can get on my email. You can schedule a consultation with me. You can, you know, look at some of my podcasts, rewind it, whatever you need to educate yourself. Dig a little deeper too. If you want me to do more podcasts and more episodes like this, definitely let me know. Whatever can get you guys crossed over. Remember, fix that personal credit, y'all. Fix that personal credit. Start a business. You can start the process of creating a business while I'm fixing your credit. You understand what I'm saying? Get on the business side, get funded, do all of these things, but definitely learn how to properly structure your business. All right. Now, you can follow me. I'm on social media platforms. I'm on Thread. I'm on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Check out the description below. All right. I have 5 Facebook groups. My main one is credit and first time home buyers plug. Come and check me out. I see y'all. Not only are you guys signing up for consultations, which I totally appreciate. You guys are keeping me booked and busy. I'm not mad at that. But I also see you guys joining the groups. And I see my subscriptions are going through the roof on YouTube. So I want to say thank you for sure. We've crossed the 500 mark, and I think I've only been on there for like 2 months, is it? So yeah, thanks a lot, you guys. But set up a consultation with me only when you are serious, only when you're ready to get your credit repaired. No, this is not free. I just told you about the attorney and the CPA and the consultants. Listen, you got to pay them. You got to pay me as well. This is a business. This is not something I do just to exercise my mind. I'm trying to help you guys, okay? But this is a legitimate business. So when you're serious, when you're ready, no excuses, no judgment, set up a consultation. You guys are doing great with that. And again, I appreciate that. But in the meantime, I really appreciate you guys taking the time out to hop on, going live with me. And I wish you guys the best of luck on your credit journey. You have a good one.